So Jesus to me is somebody who is just a spirit that guides people's lives and allows them to feel like they're more of a bigger thing. But it's something that I think everybody has an opinion on, and everybody's allowed to believe in what kind of God or deity that they want to believe in. So Jesus can be somebody who came from God, or it could be something that's a little bit more spiritual for some people who don't typically believe in God, I guess. That's my feeling of Jesus.
Who's Jesus to me? I believe Jesus is, your higher power, whoever that may be, to whomever that may be. I don't really know too much about God, or, Jesus for that matter. But who Jesus is to me is my higher power, so that's what I think.
Well, I think when I think of Jesus, I think of a historical figure, not necessarily with any divine nature, but it kind of snowballed out of proportion, and he had a lot of wacky followers who have perverted his teachings, which I think, contrary to what the conservative base in America now think, is he focused on poor people and peace, and those were his two main topics, and I think they're really good. He had some good philosophies about helping the less fortunate and waging peace.
I'm not religious in any sense. Maybe Jesus was just a very more smart person, I guess. So he just knew what was right and what was wrong.
Okay, so I think Jesus is a spiritual thing, and I think everybody has their own thoughts on that, but to me he's somebody that I go to, that I pray to, that I believe in, and that I can always count on to be there, who loves us for what we are.
Okay, well, I was raised Catholic, so I was always taught traditionally who he is to the Catholic Church, but to me, I believe he existed. I think he was a pretty cool guy, but in general, I think the Bible's a pretty nice story. I don't really know if there's any truth to it. I think there's a lot of meaning behind it, but I don't take it literally. But other than that, I don't know. I didn't know the guy, so.
To me, Jesus was just an old guy. It was obviously, he existed. He lived back, thousands of years ago. Obviously, I'm Jewish. I don't believe he was the Son of God. I don't believe God had a son. I believe that he thought he was the Son of God. I believe in most of the things that he had to say, his ideals and his views and beliefs. He was right about a lot of things, but I don't believe he was who he thought he was. But really, the Christian views is all about treating other people with respect and all that's great and fine and good, but I just don't buy into that he was the Son of God.
All right, Jesus, well, I don't think there's a lot we know about Jesus based mainly on the Gospels that are in the Testaments and a few other translation texts that have been found after that. He's probably a Jewish rabbi. Within the early Christian church, the actual they call it Christology, level of Christology, how sacred Jesus really was argued. If you look at the first gospel, which was Mark, the first gospel written, Mark, Jesus wasn't considered very sacred. He would perform a miracle, in fact, if he did, and he'd say, don't tell anybody else about this. By the time you get to the last gospel written, which was John, people weren't buying into this new system of beliefs. Jesus is performing miracles and demanding that people go spread this word. So, even within the early Christian church, they debated who Jesus was. He definitely did seem to exist, but to me, we don't know much about him.